The man pulls out a pair of handcuffs and locks the woman to the side of the bed, then swallows a pill to keep him fully energized. But then there was an accident. The side effects of the pill triggered a heart attack in the husband, and within just a few minutes he collapsed heavily on top of his wife. At first the wife thought it was just a joke, and she kicked and punched her husband's shoulder as hard as she could in hopes that he would get up, but he rolled right off the bed. Terrified, the woman desperately struggled with her legs, trying to free herself from the handcuffs. But the handcuffs were specially made, and even the head of the bed was modified so that the woman's slender frame could not escape. She kept calling out her husband's name, but never got an answer. Until she saw blood, the woman finally realized that her husband was dead, and she shouted for help in a hoarse voice. But the place was off the beaten track and no one could hear her. The woman screamed for hours, but no one came until night, and she cried out in despair. Just then she heard something. Again the woman cried out for help, hoping that someone would come and save her. What she never expected, however, was that a vicious wolf would walk in. It seemed to have been hungry for a long time and was slowly approaching her husband's body. The woman cursed loudly and tried to chase it away, but the wolf seemed undaunted and came straight to tear at her husband's flesh until the woman grabbed a book and threw it as hard as she could at the wolf. But the wolf did not leave and stayed quietly at the side. The woman once again cried helplessly, for if she continued to be trapped here, sooner or later, she would also become food for the wolf. Suddenly, her husband crawled up from the ground. The woman was ecstatic. She hurriedly asked her husband to unlock the handcuffs, but he only talked to himself. The woman turned back in confusion only to realize that her husband's body was still lying on the ground.